I'm Tiger Woods, and this is my game. This is a golf lesson none of you had before. The average golfer on tour now is becoming better younger because they're stronger. They're able to handle the workload. The reason why they're able to handle the workload is because they've putting more time in the gym. Now that I look back on it, it's amazing how much stuff has evolved. Usually it's me and VJ. We were the only two in the gym. Now you see everybody's on a training table doing their pre-round workouts or lifts, post-round cool-down sessions, training 6 days a week. You know, that was unheard of, you know. Most of the guys they would recover by going to the bar. You know, that's no longer the case. If you're playing baseball and running track cross country, then if you're not training, you're not gonna be able to keep up. And so I kind of brought that same mentality to the game of golf. And I wanted to become stronger and be able to control what I'm doing. The more I trained, the better I felt. The better I felt, the longer I was able to practice. The longer I was able to practice, the more it fed into training. And the more endurance I got, the better I was able to practice, hence I was longer. It just fueled itself. Golf is a fluid environment. It's about trying to get ourselves to do something that's really not that natural and do it explosively. And also be on balance to do it, time and time and time again. My first few years on tour, I ran a ton. And I loved running. I just absolutely loved it. And I ran close to 30 miles a week every week. And it was just my mental release, but also then again, it fed into my legs. I was never very big per se, but my legs were strong and they could go forever. I just never got tired. And because, legs feed the wolves, well, the more I ran, the better I played. It goes without saying that in all sports, it's about legs. Put this way, have you ever seen a home run hitter with small legs? That doesn't happen. So it starts with the base, and to me, that's one of the more important things. I've been lucky enough that I've always had speed. Now, I didn't always have stability, but I had speed. I've had to work on my stability over the years and gain that through training sessions. If my legs aren't feeling quite strong enough, then how am I gonna handle the force that I'm delivering to this golf ball? When I was younger, north of 126 miles an hour, I gotta be able to control all that. And a lot of that came from my legs. I used to pound the pavement. Then I realized my knees are getting kind of banged up and my Achilles are aching. I can't quite run as much, but I can get stronger so I can hack the ball out of the rough. I see a divot there. Then that fed into training and lifting, getting stronger. And I was able to handle more lies in different scenarios because I was stronger. The more strength and endurance I got from all the training I did, I didn't feel the tiredness come Sunday. And then when you're in contention week in and week out, or having multiple wins in a row, that in itself is a mental exhaustion, being in contention. Well, I was doing it week in and week out, but because I was stronger, and because I had the endurance, I felt like I can handle it, and I rebounded faster. I derived a lot of my confidence in being able to handle different situations with my training. It was a hot, sunny day, and where we're gonna be, playing in, call it Malaysia, or it's somewhere in Texas or Florida, so be it. If you call for 36 holes, I got it. If you need me to shoot 65, I got that too. And that's because I just felt strong enough to do it. If I can't get my body feeling the way it needs to, then I can't do anything on the range. That's just a reality. Wasn't always the case, but after all the procedures I've gone through, I need to train. I need to find a different, smarter way of going about it so that I can go out there and practice. That's the easy part. What people don't see is the stuff post. That's what really sucks. You know, you hear most of the athletes hop in that ice bath. I mean, I live in them, trying to get the inflammation out, to try and calm everything down, and it sucks. That's the hardest part, is not the gearing up, is the winding down and recovery for the next day. And you know, the next day, you gotta get up and do it again. That's part of the mental challenge of it all. And yeah, my body's paid the price to learn it. I think for most amateurs, it's mobility. If you want to continue to do this for a long period of time, or do anything for a long period of time, strength does help, but mobility comes with it. And I've always been one that naturally has had mobility. Now that has been taken away from me a little bit because of my procedures. Having the strength part is carrying over and has allowed me to have had a second career. I figured out a way that was best for me. Now, you guys go ahead and do the work. And you guys go put yourself through it and figure out what doesn't work and what does work. And go through that trial and error. And when you go through that trial and error, you're gonna have your fails. But also then again, at the end of the day, you also have your success too. I felt like I paid the price. You know, I put my body through some of the things that I probably shouldn't have, but also I learned a lot too. For me, that has allowed me to have the success that I've had. When I had drivers built for me, like 50 drivers, I have to hit every single one of them a few times, toss that one out, that one's pretty good, that one's kind of, let's retest that one again. Next thing you know, you're going through a 2-day session of just testing drivers. Well, now you have launch monitors, you can test everything and get all the information you can out of just a few swings, and you know whether a shaft works, a head works, a weight system works, the golf ball works. You know, and testings are so much easier now. But also in a weird way, it brought me this connection to my clubs, that I could feel things and explain what I felt to the engineers of why I didn't like it.